All right, how's everybody doing? So this is a follow-up on today's live Q&A, and it's about how to dive deep into your data. And once again, guys, this is only for the campaigns that have traction, meaning campaigns that have purchases and enough amounts spent in terms of the budget. Ideally, you want to have a campaign that has about 10 purchases or more. If you have a campaign that's doing less than that, you are probably dealing with false data, meaning that if you have a campaign that, let's say, generated 3, 4 sales, and you're looking at the breakdown of the data, and then you're seeing that, oh, Instagram stories have generated 2 sales, and those sales are, at $20 is, a piece, and oh, that's great. So I'm going to be focusing on that. So again, look at campaigns that have traction, and that's why I highly encourage you guys not to proceed with this process unless you have enough data. It could be daunting and time consuming, and it will lead into chaos if you don't have enough data. So, once again, this is for uh, advanced stuff, especially if you have winning campaigns and you want to improve the ROI with enough purchases. So enough said about that. I am going to look at a business manager that was recently shut down, and the reason I'm doing that it's because this BM has several ad accounts with enough purchases and money spent, so we can look at solid data that we can analyze. So this is a BM, and this is the period. So we're looking at about 2 months, and this ad account has a little over 50,000, 24,000 here, 9,000, 14, and so forth. And I have a few of them open. So let's look at this guy with the highest spent. All right, so what I do is first of all, let me just move this over a little bit here. Okay. Now, the most important metrics that you need to look at are essentially three things. So one is the results, all right, and cost per result and amount spent. These are the ones to really focus on. Yes, we get trained and we get dialed in on getting the highest images with the highest CTR. But honestly speaking, guys, the style of images that we use are freaking awesome. So I would be surprised to see an image with, like, I don't know, less than 2%. And I've had success, by the way, with images that have as low as like 3 or 4% CTR. And these sometimes do even better than images with 7 or 8 or 10 CTR. So the number is sometimes misleading because you might have the right elements in the image. While that image has low CTR, you could have an image that has 16% CTR, but you have the wrong elements in there, and it's not really helping you within the funnel. So yeah, I would look at these main three things. The CTR, the CPC, the CPM are all great metrics that I use, but I use them actually for improving and optimizing, not necessarily on things from the get-go. So without further ado, let's look at this ad account. And what I do is I filter based on results, so the ones with the highest number of results. So as you guys can see, this one here has a little over 1,000, so 1,075 purchases, 1,063. This one the page likes. This is irrelevant. 126, 102, 26 is that's a little low. But anyway, so this is also cost per result, and this can give you an average. 21, 20, 32, 17. This one's a bad one. 51. So, one thing I also wanted to share with you guys is when you look at the breakdown, you ideally you want to look at the campaign level, not the ad set level. And that's simply because if you have tons of campaigns and tons of ad sets, it's going to get crazy messy on the ad set level. It's just going to be seeing so many breakdowns, so many ad sets, and so forth. So ideally, you want to have them under the campaign level. And what I do, I think I mentioned that in the call, I would group the ad sets that are similar in structure in one campaign so that I can simply analyze the data that way. For example, dynamic ad sets in one campaign, ad sets that are targeting specific regions in one campaign, one offer in one campaign, and so on and so forth. So the main thing to look at here is this guy right here, breakdown. And the important one is delivery. So, you see a bunch of stuff here that I don't actually use all of them. I usually use like 4 or 5 or 6 of them. First one is age. Now with age, because this is weight loss, I know my age group, but generally speaking, when I start, I start broad. Let's say I'm starting with DIY or starting with another niche. I would love to test broad. I would start maybe by like starting with 18 all the way up to 65 plus, and then I would look at the data and just eliminate. And I think I mentioned that previously, but the whole process here is not really finding winners. It's actually the opposite. It's finding losers and finding those that are hurting your overall cost per purchase and ROI so that you can eliminate those within the campaign so you could improve the ROI of the overall campaign. So age, if you click on this guy here, because like I said, I know my age group, I don't think there's going to be a lot of changes here, but let's look at the first campaign. The most group that are generating the highest number of purchases, 55 to 64, then 45 to 54, 65 plus, 35 to 44. They're all really good numbers. 21 bucks per purchase, 20, 23, 20. These are awesome numbers. Let's look at another one. 18, 22, 20, 20. Again, amazing numbers. Let's move on. This one. Okay, so boom, 55 to 64 in this campaign, 43 bucks and 82 cents. That number is not the worst, but it's not great. The way to sort of know the number you want to, like a cutoff number kind of thing, is when you calculate the average order value. And the way you do this is by going on ClickBank and knowing simply how many orders you have and what's the revenue per order, and you just do the math and divide them, and you can simply get a ballpark number, because we all know with ClickBank there's also refunds and whatnot, so you got to allocate some room for that too. But generally speaking, what I did because that's pretty much data for the flat belly fix offer in weight loss, and the number that I got was about 42, 43 bucks per purchase. And if you're doing CPA, by the way, it's going to be way easier for you because you know at the end of the day how much you're making per offer. So flat belly fix, I think on the CPA networks, if I'm not mistaken, it's the same. It's like 40, 42, 43, something like that. I'm not so sure, but that's kind of this number. But anyway, so that would be the cutoff line for me in this specific campaign. I would probably eliminate this guy here, this group, simply because I'm not making any money. I would rather have $1,000, 1,270 dumped into those buckets. That way, I'm having higher ROI. So that's kind of the age breakdown. Gender, there's really nothing here. I mean, if you click on it, it's all females, simply because I'm targeting only females. But generally speaking, for other niches, for other offers, you can do that and see which which gender generates the highest sales with the best cost per result, or the opposite, as we said, the worst, and take those off. And you could also look at age and gender. So it shows you, females for that age, male. But again, this is all weight loss, so it's really not enough data to. I mean, it doesn't show the gender of males, so that's all my point. Country is an awesome one. When you run a global campaign or a campaign that targets at least several countries, you could look at the same exact thing. Look at the number of purchases made, cost per result, and eliminate those ones that are not generating the greatest number for you. And actually, another thing you could do is the opposite, which is you can create like a super group and find which countries have the highest, well, not the, I mean, the best numbers. Good purchases with the lowest cost per result. I think this. I'm just gonna close this here. Yeah, these are all US. So let's look at another account. Uh, Breakdown by country. Oh, we're looking at cost results. Let's do results. Okay. Yeah, don't mind that. That's an engagement campaign. US, 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 Canada. Okay, so look at here. That's a campaign targeting. All right. Cost results. Oh no, that's I still don't see any purchases there. So let's discount that. And let's look at another one here. Okay. And then filter based on results. And then do breakdown per country. All right, there we go. Boom. Okay, just take that off. All right, so Germany, 19 bucks. Really decent numbers. Ireland, 31. No, I mean it's okay. I would definitely keep it, but with regards to that supercell that I talked about, it wouldn't be one of them. Denmark at 8. It's close to 10, so I'll take that. 654. No, not really, not really. But you guys get the idea. Just look at countries with the lowest cost per result with at least 10 purchases and take those separately and creating your own campaign. Going back to this ad account. Region is an awesome one. It simply tells you about the states within that country. So again, look at this here. Texas, 87 purchases at 21. That's not too shabby. Oh, Michigan, 69. 12 bucks, man. I would freaking focus on Michigan here. Same thing with Arizona, 13 bucks. Minnesota, 12. These are all awesome numbers. New York is okay. But again, the process here, 7 bucks. South Dakota. These are awesome, awesome numbers. 5 bucks. Vermont. Yeah, so that's kind of the idea there. The region, impression device, that's also important. So it tells you the devices and simply the same process. So go up, tells you iPhone, Android, desktop, iPad, Android. So these are all decent numbers. Let's see if anything. Yeah, Android tablet, 32. I would actually keep that. It's not too bad. Oh, 50 bucks. There you go. Definitely take that out from that campaign. And by the way, when you see something that is like this guy here, 50 bucks, so you want to eliminate that from that campaign, don't take that and eliminate it in all the campaigns because this only applies for this specific campaign. Although, again, it's the same offer, same campaign, I mean, same audience, most likely. But sometimes you just happen to be in that vein that is not finding the right audience on iPhone. So I would take iPhone out, right? Oh boy, look at this. This is really bad. iPad, almost 300 bucks just to find one purchase. So definitely remove that. This is hurting your campaign, man. Platform, yeah, that's also awesome. So Facebook versus Instagram versus Messenger, audience network, things like that. Same process. Let's see if anything sticks out. 51 Facebook. That's the campaign that's not doing well anyway. Oh. But you guys get the idea with the platform. You could do platform and device. Placement is an awesome one too. Let's go back. So it tells you about news feeds, stories, instant articles, things like that. Excuse me. Sorry. Let's see if anything sticks out. Yeah, this one I would probably eliminate. Feed suggested video, although it's 7, but that number is not the greatest. Let's move on. Time of the day, that's a big one. And there's two options here. Ad account time zone, viewers time zone. If you do the first one, it's kind of complicated. It simply tells you based on your time what is working with audiences. I always use a viewer's time zone. It's way easier. It just tells me what specific day, I'm sorry, time of the day I get the purchases. So as you can see, they're all great. Nothing stands out. Oh, this one stands out from 9 to 10. So eliminate this, eliminate this. They're all great. Sometimes you want to see a window, like consecutive windows of like a 3-hour window kind of thing. So you would need to eliminate that. And for the day parting, as far as I know, you cannot really edit that during a live campaign. So what you need to do is create a new campaign and do a lifetime budget and set the schedule based on that. There's also third-party tools that you could use. I haven't used those, but you could just do the lifetime budget and then focus on the schedule aspect of things. So I think that pretty much it for the delivery. I hope this was helpful, guys. Let me know if you have any questions. And yeah, let's keep going and move forward, guys. Have a nice day. Bye.